going to show you how to make herbal warmer dosage balls. And this is my blend of herbs that we use for the goats. It has a little bit, it's mostly cinnamon, cloves, mullein, wormwood, garlic, thyme, and there's some slippery elm powder in there, and some pau d'argo and black walnut seed powder, and then there's some slippery elm powder in there as well. And I also will use that later on too. So I blend this up myself and from whole herbs. We usually make it pretty fresh so that it can be, so that they're freshly ground, so they're as fresh as they can be. So then I just mix. I have enough in here for our herd, but it depends on your size and also the size of the goat and how much you're going to give them. So I blend it with some molasses. We're just gonna put as much as we need in just to get it to where it's gonna come together. And it kind of depends on the humidity, which Florida, we have a lot of that, so. And right now, I don't know what the humidity is in my soap studio, but it feels like it's pretty high today because we've had so much rain. This is our wet season where everybody else gets snow. We get rain and mud. So still not coming together. The air conditioner is on, which we have it on dry right now. It keeps the humidity levels down in the soap studio. Because we dry our soaps out here. Good and together, and you see it makes like a really thick paste. Yeah, this is where it gets kind of icky, but I call this making goat truffles. You just take some in your hands, form it together. You're going to do about a half of a tablespoon, a couple teaspoons size. And then you roll it. These are actually a little bit too soft with that. So humidity must be pretty high today. But anyway, we just roll them around till they're all about the same size. And right now we have 6 girls and 3 boys, so 9 goats total. 4 of which are standard size goats, La Manchas, and then the rest are a Nigerian dwarf or miniature La Manchas. I pretty much give everybody the same size, except for Santana, who is our La Mancha buck. He usually gets 2 because he is super huge. Although with making sure that their copper levels are good, keeps the parasites down. But I still, especially when it's been so wet and they've had to be out in the mud, I make sure we give them warmer every week. And then we'll just make one more here. Finish should have given us, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9. Perfect. And this one will be Sandy's. It's a little bigger. All right, so then once you have them all formed up, I put them back in and then dust them. All right, after we have them all done, I usually like to put them in the refrigerator. It kind of hardens them up, especially in the summertime, because it's nice for them to get a nice cool treat. And it helps when they've gotten a little too soft. It helps to firm them up a little bit. So I usually put them in a Ziploc bag and label them, of course, although by now no one in our family is going to eat the little brown balls that are in the refrigerator. Everybody knows what these are. So put them in the refrigerator till they're nice and solid, and then we give them to the goats once a week. I usually pick a Wednesday, just every day, 1 week, once a day, once a week, the same day every week, so that I remember to actually do it. And then once a month, we also, it depends on the when the full moon cycle is, because a parasite life cycle is 21 days, which actually coordinates with the full moon. So we coordinate our extra warmer to match the life cycle of the parasites, because on the day of the full moon, the parasites will actually release from the host and all of the new eggs hatch. So if we're giving them their warmer, when that happens, then we can expel everything that's coming and going at the same time. So we usually give it to them 2 days before the full moon, on the full moon, and 2 days later. So a total of 5 days we give them their warmer once a month, and then once a week all the other weeks of the month. So that's it for our how we do our herbal worming at Faith Farm, and we will see you later.